So until now, finding a good gluten-free recipe for Thanksgiving stuffing was not easy. But our next guest says he has perfected a recipe that mimics the taste and texture of the traditional bread version. Chef Robert Landolphi is the author of 2 cookbooks, Gluten-Free Every Day and Quick Fix Gluten-Free. And he's here with a gluten-free stuffing recipe that you say will taste just the same.
It'll taste the same. The whole key in gluten-free stuffings is 2 things, layers of flavors and good gluten-free bread.
And where do you find the good gluten-free bread typically?
Making your own is honestly the best thing you could do. But I understand today with the holidays, people are running around, they're very busy. So, I suggest something like Udi's whole grain, something that's going to hold together, something that's going to be kind of hearty.
Okay.
Okay? And what we're going to do here first is we want to get some of our ingredients going. So what we're going to do is put a little bit of olive oil in our pan here.
Okay.
We're going to add in some onions. And we're going to add in some celery. I'll let you do some cooking here.
Yeah,
you can just stir that around a little bit. And what we want to do is we want to take that and we want to kind of caramelize it down a little bit.
Sure.
You want to get it to the point where those onions are like golden brown.
Got it.
Okay? And then what I have here is I have what's called pancetta.
I've heard of that.
Pancetta is Italian bacon. It's actually pork belly. If you don't have pancetta, you can't find pancetta. Pecan wood smoked bacon works great. Applewood smoked bacon, so it's a great substitute. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some hot and sweet Italian sausage.
Okay.
Okay, so again, you get some great layers of flavors going here. You just kind of stir that around too.
Okay.
All right, and then we get over to our bread. Now here's the key here. What you want to do with your bread, and there's a couple different things you can do, is one, if you're in a household that's gluten-free, and I know in my house my boys never like to eat the ends. So what I do is I collect all the ends, I save them in a bag, and then come Thanksgiving, I pull them out of the freezer and I use all the ends, okay? And what you want to do is you want to take your bread and you want to just butter it on both sides or use a non-butter spread. Okay, if you're dairy-free. And you just want to put it on a sheet pan and you just want to bake them in the oven at a low temp just to dry them out, get them nice and golden brown. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to slice these up into cubes.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to get these right into our bag.
This is starting to smell great.
And again, there's a lot of different gluten-free breads out there. I make a quinoa bread, I make a flaxseed bread. There's a lot of different ones you can use. Here, I'm making it easy. I'm running around, Thanksgiving's a busy time, so I just picked myself up a bag of gluten-free whole grain bread.
All right.
Okay, and there it is right there. Now what we got to do is we're going to take all these ingredients and we're going to incorporate them into our stuffing.
Okay.
Now again, this would caramelize down, and then what we would do is we would just add it right to our bread. Okay. We'll put a little bit of that in there like that. Okay. Then we would take our sausage with our pancetta. We're going to add that right in there. So all these are just, again, wonderful, awesome flavors. Okay. And then I want to get a little moisture in there. So I'm using chicken stock. This is one of those items where you're going to have to read the label because some chicken stocks do put wheat in it as a thickener. Okay.
So I guess
make sure you use a gluten-free one. And you just want to stir that in a little bit.
Okay, I can do that.
I'm going to put a little bit of pepper in there, but I'm not putting salt. Why am I not putting salt?
Oh, you have enough with the pancetta, probably,
exactly.
right?
Between the sausage and between the pancetta, there's plenty of salt going on. Then what I'm going to do is I have here chestnuts. And these were given to me by my son Andrew's school teacher, Mrs. Paliuso. She says she has 3 chestnut trees in her yards, and it rains chestnuts every September.
Great.
So she gave me a huge bag, and all you want to do is you just X them.
You have to peel them, though, right?
Afterwards.
Okay.
You roast them, and then you toast them. That's what I would say. Roast them and toast them. But you want to X them, put them in the oven, then you just peel them, and you just chop them up, and you end up with this beautiful roasted and toasted chestnuts.
Okay.
You just want to sprinkle that in.
All right. I'll
Mix
keep
that
mixing.
right in. Then a good mozzarella, okay? I suggest going out buying one that's, the nice balls of mozzarella that are in the water. That's a great thing you want to do. And you just want to cube it up. We're just going to add those
This is
right
great.
in.
Is this going to melt, or are we going to eat it?
What we're going to do is we're actually going to bake this.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So what you want to do is you want to put that right inside here.
I'm a great sous chef, aren't I?
That's good. That's plenty.
Okay.
All right. Good job. No, you're good. You're good. And then what we would do is we'd put this in the oven and bake it until it's golden brown on top.
Okay.
What you want to keep in mind, though, I personally like my stuffing stuffed inside the turkey. Okay? A couple things to remember is, one, make sure your turkey's completely thawed. Okay. You don't want to put your stuffing into a frozen turkey because it will never cook
get
on the
mushy
inside.
too, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
If you're going to thaw your turkey, remember 3 to 4 hours per pound thaw. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're going out and buying that turkey today.
Okay.
Another thing that you want to keep in mind is that when you stuff the stuffing into the turkey, is don't hammer it in. Don't pack it into the point where there's no air in there. Okay. You just want to lightly pack it into the bird so it allows it to cook. So that again, so that the internal temperature gets up to about 170 degrees before you pull it out of the oven.
Great.
It's about 20 minutes per pound.
Sounds good.
Okay, and then this is your finished product right here. After everything caramelizes down, you dig into that turkey, you have your mozzarella, you have your caramelized onions. Again, some fresh herbs. What I did is I put a little bit of sage, rosemary, and thyme in here, and you can just smell it. It just comes out. If you have the opportunity to use fresh herbs, I suggest you use them. It's a lot better than dried.
Now, I know you're making some gluten-free desserts also for your Thanksgiving table.
Yeah, I'll be doing apple pies and sweet potato pies.
Very
the two that,
and we can find the recipes in your book?
You can find the recipe in the book.
Very good. And of course, this one over at WTNH.com. Click on style. The name of the cookbooks, again, are Gluten-Free Every Day and Quick Fix Gluten-Free. Robert, thanks so much for being here. We're going to taste it at the end of the show.
Thank you.
All right, up next, the comet ISON has come alive. We'll tell you how you can see that and other cosmic surprises.